You know, a virgin sing, say, you don't have to love me, just respect me. Bob Andy sing it. Bob Andy sing it. You don't have to love me, but just respect me. And the serious thing, that is where we see this movie have done. That is where we see Bob Marley have done. That you may not love Rastafari, you may not love Bob Marley, but the respect is due where respect is given. And we, over the years, have recognized how important the cultural aspect of Rastafari is to the world, and especially to black people, because we can't lose sight of the African contents. Africa unite. That is what is the message. We can't lose focus of that. We can't skip round it and go around the corner and go around and say, well, you know, we must all come together and unite, because all of we is one blood and all them something there. That is not the point. Bob Marley sing about black people redemption. This is a black man redemption. You remember them tune there? He must sing about black man redemption. And that is the focus of his whole life. When he go to Zimbabwe, he want to go to free, at them pay them plane fare, Bob Marley pay, the musician, everybody plane fare for go to Zimbabwe. Not very tall mountain, because today you can find tourists venture up there. I remember them show me one place and them said this is where David tomb is. I don't know what the hell them talking about, but me and Tony Rebel have the opportunity to go in there. I said, wow, David buried inside that, so I joke business still, because for me check it. Anyway, Christians say heaven. I say, well, him gone to be a better place. Oh, you know, say it's a better place. When a Rasta say, a man, a Rasta dead and him gone to Zion. And the reason being is that we tend to have a Judeo-Christian mindset as it relates to Rastafari. And it's very difficult for Rastas to come out of that Judeo-Christian mindset, especially when him associate and validate most of him thinking with Judeo-Christianity. Now, I've recently, can't remember one long time, a whole heap of elder Rasta that them can't dead. Them not dead, and if you're dead, I show you're wicked. And yeah, them used to say that. For those of you who don't know that, them used to say, if you're wicked, if you're dead, I show you're wicked. And them not say that. Yet still, since we hear that, I are Rasta nearly 50 years now, over 50 years now, I see a whole heap of ones who used to say dead. And even Peter Tosh should have said him can't dead. I remember Peter Tosh said him can't dead till his wife started believing that she can't dead neither. There was no Rasta, there wouldn't be no Bob Marley. And the philosophy and opinions of Bob Marley was shaped by the Rasta community. You have a virgin named Mortimer Plano. Mortimer Plano is almost like the what they call the growth in them time in a trench town, you know. And him used to mentor Bob over the years. Bob Marley become an icon, not only because of the music, but the militancy of the music, and that militancy come from Rastafari. The militancy of Bob come from Rastafari. We have to understand that. And we can't lose sight and focus sight. Because if we start lose sight and focus sight, we're going to feel, say, all of Bob Marley songs, they must sing about one love, one heart, let's get together and be all right. Africa unite. Jump Naya Binky. Black supremacy. All them things that Bob Marley sing about. People seem to be forgetting that the man was talking about, I feel like bombing a church, because the preacher is telling a lie. People forget them say, building church and university, deceiving the people continuously, graduating thieves and murderers. People forget about Marley saying, don't touch a politician to grant you no favor, because he will always want to control you forever. These songs is indelible. It's indelible. But we know and we understand that they would have picked out one song for almost soften the movement and the potency of what Rastafari is all about. So that is why I whole heap of ones turn out. Because them say the money, the monetary aspect of Bob Marley get big. And in a freedom world, money is power. Money is power. But the liberty, the cultural manifestation of Rastafari that Bob spread all over the world, that a whole heap of people now can even relate to Rastafari in a different way. You know, a brethren sing, say, you don't have to love me, just respect me. Bob Andy sing it. Bob Andy sing it. You don't have to love me, but just respect me. And the serious thing, that is where we see this movie have done. That is where we see Bob Marley have done. That you may not love Rastafari, you may not love Bob Marley, but the respect is due where respect is given. And we, over the years, have recognized how important the cultural aspect of Rastafari is to the world, and especially to black people, because we can't lose sight of the African contents. Africa unite. That is what is the message. We can't lose focus of that. We can't skip round it and go around the corner and go around and say, well, you know, we must all come together and unite, because the whole of we is one blood and all them something there. That is not the point. Bob Marley sing about black people redemption. This is a black man redemption. You remember them tune there? He must sing about black man redemption. And that is the focus of his whole life. When he go to Zimbabwe, he want to go to free, at them pay them plane fee, Bob Marley pay, the musician everybody plane fee for go to Zimbabwe. Go sing about Natty Dreading and Zimbabwe. We don't want to lose focus on that, and I talk to my Rasta brethren them and sisters them. Don't make them lose focus on what Bob Marley intention was. It was about uniting the African continent and bringing black people to a level of consciousness that them can be aware themselves so as to allow others to respect us and we show respect to them. Then now we can talk about let's get together and be all right. My sister, you know, my father, Emperor Haile Selassie say, until that day, we Africans will fight if it is necessary, because we are confident in the victory of good over evil. And Bob Marley can reiterate that speech of Haile Selassie and has made it so potent out there that people even try to miscue it. But we, I say, let us put the thing into perspective, that this movie can be a relevant awakening to the consciousness and the minds of the people them who watch it. That it's about Rastafari and the contribution of Rastafari to the cultural manifestation of African redemption. Alright. Yell up, Carl.
Greetings, my brother.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Give thanks. All right. So, let me ask you a question now.
Yes, sir.
This is which part of the question start now. All right. We have Rasta who locks.
Yes, sir.
And Haile Selassie don't lock.
Yes, sir.
So how the locks come in a Rasta business now?
Well, as you know, from ancient time, first of all, I must mention that Rastafari do have no copyright over locks.
No, I know that, but that's
locks was a thing that is
from ancient the Pharaoh's days, thousands of years.
And for various reasons.
Yes.
But now, within the faith of Rastafari, you have man who locks and quote the numbers 6.
Yeah.
Yet when you read number 6, it not only stop at one point so that
a man burning in a dead body and things because it out.
And after the period of separation, we shall come before the priest. So you are finding the man really fulfilling that within the traditional realm. And it wasn't not all within the house of Israel or the nation who did take that vow. That was an ascetic vow taken by some to separate themselves for a period of time unto God. Some take it for a lifetime vow to live an ascetic life, like even the life of a monk.
Okay. So one to the man them who locks now and never locks because of number 6.
No, what I'm saying, well, them have them reasons we can't really.
No, well, that me ask now, within the context of that now, how the other see now, because Haile Selassie don't lock.
Yes.
But you have man who come up with this. Where did this concept of locks in Rastafari come from? Not outside of number 6. Because
Man, you have man who did locks because of number 6. I have man who never locks because of number 6. And it's because them did that say Rastafari. Why them locks? So how that idea come now when I started never did preach locks?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you have man influence man, and you have, because the Europeans projected an impression of Christ in their own image, having long hair and beard. So till we come to the understanding, or overstanding, you want to put it, that him was a man of our image and likeness. If a man of our image and likeness in the hills or the mountains for 40 days and 40 nights are treading him here a certain length, eventually it's going to lax.
If him don't comb it.
If him don't comb it.
Yeah, but we don't know if Jesus Christ never comb him here.
Yes. But
so when I talk about that man there, we are talking about now the idea of looking upon Haile Selassie, not seeing any locks, yet still you come with this concept of locks.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, the vow of Nazarite is what was the main inspiration behind it. But what I'm saying, it is in ancient time in Africa and showed as a symbol of resistance to the existing system. And locks to me is nothing which is really to draw attention to self, but what you stand for. So that when somebody see you dread him, would I check you more? What is it? Is the reason what you stand for? Yet Rasta is not a ear doctrine or a food doctrine.
We're not talking about a ear and food doctrine. We just try to come to an understanding of locks in reference to a man who don't lack. Which is the icon of Rastafari.
Well, what I must put into perspective,
which do have nothing to do with number 6. You did have man who lacks before him reach number 6, who was Rasta.
Yes, well, he must give account for himself. But what I'm saying, even the earliest Rastafarian, some of the earliest man them, as you see, brother Dougie Mack and
them don't lack.
Dunkley and some man, all the man. In the ancient time, the man they coming out, and even Howell, which was regarded as being one of the first Rastafarian. Howell, Dunkley, all the man of relax. But them used to embrace the faith of Rastafari.
Yeah, but brethren, you not understand what I ask you. We're not asking about a man who don't lack, you know. We're asking about Haile Selassie who don't lack. We're not asking about Howell and Sam who don't lack. We're asking about Haile Selassie don't lack.
Yes.
So now, a set of man come and look on Haile Selassie and start to lack. How him come to that without even reading number 6? There must be something within him ideas about Haile Selassie that cause him to lack.
Yeah, well, some...
So it's not... Would one say, would you now turn and say, why is a man own little personal little thinking because Haile Selassie never said he lack, so where him go lack for? Because the eye have one lack.
Yeah, well, one of the things is that, if you remember, when there was a delegation sent to Ethiopia, one of the things that created a issue is when the delegation came back, which included Martin Moptana and Douglas Mack and Fillmore Varanga. There was an issue concerning, because in the coronation picture of His Majesty, with that veil running down behind him, it had appeared to some that His Majesty the dread.
Yeah, well, him no lack.
So now, when them come back, now one of the questions that was asked at one of the big meetings that they might have pertaining to the report of the mission to Africa was His Majesty lacks or not. And the admitting of His Majesty not being lax created a whole problem till it even created a split in the movement, because some was emphasizing this outward appearance rather than inward thing. That is why now, when Brother Get was organizing the 12 tribes of Israel, he said, well, we must have all kind of man represented. We must have man who lacks, man who dread, and man who comb.
Yes, okay.
Comb some dreadlocks and who man call trim some, the Mr. Call man, you know?
All right.
So,
make I ask you the question another way. I don't think you get what I ask. All right. You have Rastas who don't eat meat. Right? Right? This is not something that Haile Selassie speak about.
yes.
Haile Selassie don't speak of vegetarianism. Haile Selassie don't speak of eating meat or what, right? But you have Rastas who don't eat meat.
Yeah.
How did Rastafari look on Haile Selassie and come to that conclusion that they mustn't eat meat?
Well, that's the personal decision of a man.
Yeah, but it's a whole heap of man looking upon this man and stop doing this thing.
Yeah, well, as I said, a lot of man do things not based upon what him sees mother said or don't you know. Him just come to that conclusion that him himself don't want to do that.
I'm come to the conclusion based upon something that him say in Haile Selassie that is not physical.
Well,
that is spiritual. That is spiritual.
That is within himself, because
they know within himself the spirit of Iraq is within himself the spirit of Iraq, you know. So there is things that Rastafari is doing right now that even though it is not unique to Rasta, but it's because these people could not have done this thing unless them was Rasta. In other words, in Jamaica here where Rasta rise up, there is certain uniqueness about Rastafari in Jamaica. That is only Rasta doing these things, but him do it based upon his spiritual connection with this person named Haile Selassie, which is not written in the Bible. And Haile Selassie did not write it down. But yet still Rastafari take unto himself that idea. So would we say now that ideas have no importance and no significance? Because if it is of no significance and no importance, where did these men in Jamaica get these ideas from by just saying, why the man them would have said Marcus Garvey never get this idea? Why is these man who is saying, looking upon this man who is bald, who you don't know what him eat or what him drink, how these men come up with these holistic consciousness by just looking upon this man named Haile Selassie? What about the Rastafari spirit that is connecting Rastafari with this man to allow these people in Jamaica to do things that was not written by the man who them looking on? That is the question, you know. Because I am seeing something higher in the spirit than in the tablet of stone. I am seeing something higher than Moses walking out of the hill with the 10 Commandments and what is written in the man's heart. So we could not now turn away from the consciousness of Rastafari that is placed in man's heart, and then now claim say because it is written on a tablet of stone by God or by Haile Selassie, it is of more importance than what is inspired through the concept of Rastafari. I wonder if I understand what I say.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to agree with what I'm saying, but I wonder if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're trying to...
You're trying to understand it.
Trying to follow what you're saying, sir.
Yes.
Although
you don't follow it.
We're drifting.
No, we're not drifting. You said we must ask the questions, you know, and asking the questions.
Yeah.
It's not drifting, you know.
Well, no, you ask no question about what an individual, why an individual is getting a certain way.
No, all right.
You didn't know I'm on personally, so you have to ask what I see.
Yeah, but it's the I may ask. You see, where we are get to, you know, is the book where the I read. Because the I just quote something out of the Bible a while ago and say the word.
Yeah.
And those who don't go by the word is against I. See, that means that I and I now have to look on the word of Haile Selassie, the written word, what Haile Selassie write in like what the I now quote his majesty, you know.
Yes.
So that means, you know, if I and I don't go by the word, if you're not with the word of Haile Selassie, you're against the word of Haile Selassie. See? Now I am saying to you know that there's certain things, there's certain revelation in Rastafari that was not written by Haile Selassie, that Rastafari hold fast to. Are we saying that these things that inspire Rastafari without the written word is not something that we should hold on upon as documental consciousness of Rastafari? Well,
we should hold on to all things what are good. You understand me?
Yeah.
But now, as I will go back to the words of the king again, them said there's in the same speeches you see here, him said there's when he was writing his autobiography, him give him reasons why he wrote it.
Yeah.